Alright, in this video we're going to show you the organization as well as how to set up a Premiere file when you're doing some video editing in computers up here. So what you need to know first of all is organization is going to be critical. So before you even start a Premiere file, you need to in your File Explorer set up a folder for whatever project you're in. So I've got a video production folder here, and inside there I've got a clip compilation folder. So whether you're working on a clip compilation, an interview, something else, just name a folder after that. And the other important thing is when you've created that folder, everything and anything related to your project needs to go into that folder. Okay, if it doesn't, you run the risk of not only being disorganized, but of actually losing a lot of your work. So really important, before you start your project, create the folder in your student drive that's related to that project. So I'm going to be working on what's called clip compilation, but go ahead and set up that folder now. If you need to pause the video, go ahead, and then I'll show you how to set up the Premiere file. So here we go. Right, so in Premiere, once you've got that folder set up, click on New Project or File, New Project. And there's a couple important things on this first pop-up here. That has to do with the name. So you want to call it last name, first name, dash, whatever your project happens to be. Okay, and the next important thing, crucial, especially if you're at Walnut Grove here, is that you browse into your student drive. You have to place this Premiere file in your student drive. Okay, so we're going to browse to your H drive. Right, I've got a folder for video production, clip compilation, and click on select folder. So if you don't see H drive here, you are probably going to lose your entire project. Okay, the rest of this menu doesn't really matter. I'm just going to hit OK. And the last thing we need to do, don't worry too much about the interface of Premiere. We'll talk about the interface of Premiere later. The last thing we need to do just to get set up is to make sure that our sequence, our actual project, is the resolution that we want it to be. So there's generally at the moment, I think, 2 resolutions we work in. If you're doing a clip compilation, so downloading off of YouTube and you're not doing any video recording at all, I believe we've been downloading 720p resolution videos, so that's what we want to set it up as. And on the other hand, if you're doing the interview or if you're doing any recording with a camera, most of our cameras have 1080p resolution. So let me just show you how to set those up. Okay, so in this bottom left hand box, you want to click on New Item, and it's called Sequence. So just want to make sure that the project we're creating is the one we want. Okay, so Sequence. And there's a couple of options. Generally, we're always in AVCHD, and you will either, if you have done recording with some of our cameras or your camera, you're probably going to select 1080p. For this clip compilation, because I am downloading 720p from YouTube, I'm going to go to 720p. And the number after that is the frames per second. And we generally work in 30 frames per second. So we're going to have the sequence as AVCHD 720p 30. And if you've done your own recording, you'll do 1080p 30 in AVCHD. And I'll rename it as well. And after you've created this sequence, you'll notice 2 things. You'll notice, first of all, you actually have the icon for the sequence here. There's a little blue icon here. It looks like a timeline. And second of all, you actually have a sequence set up. This is your timeline, and we'll talk about the interface in the future. The last thing you need to know as far as organization goes is when you actually start to work on your project. So I'll show you in a different video how to download and start editing. But when you have started to actually do some editing, if you ever get the following warning, so if I bring this clip in, I don't get I do get a warning here. Yeah, so if you ever get this warning, which says this clip doesn't match the sequence's settings, do you want to change sequence to match the clip settings? Always please select keep existing settings. If you ever choose change sequence settings, it's going to change the resolution of your final project, and it might screw everything up. So always, if you set up your sequence correctly, choose keep existing settings. Okay, and that is it for this intro video.